On everybody, we are here doing a mock draft for the Washington Commanders. Let's get right into it. They're going to take Drake May. They're going to take the best quarterback available. Caleb Williams is going to be off the board. Right now, it's Drake May. There's a chance maybe it switches, but it's unlikely. Wow, Jalen Daniels fell this far. Bo Nix, wow, this is crazy. Obviously, they're going to go ahead and try to build up some of this defense a little bit here. Chris Bradwell, great season here. He dominated. I don't love against that he struggled against these last two opponents, but this is still great. Second round pick. You traded everything away. You kind of got to build it up. They need a tight end, so Sanders here is a great addition. I think they honestly, they're letting Logan Thomas go, so adding that in is huge. Could they go with a lineman here in Christian Haynes? He's given up 1 sack this year. I don't love that. If you know anything about when I do these, when they're in college, if you're giving up sacks, it's not the best thing, especially when this is the opponent list you're playing against. Duke's the best team they played here. Tennessee, I guess, would be the best team. Maybe even JMU. Yeah, I don't love that. Do they go with a linebacker here in Junior Collins? He had a pretty damn good year. He's really good on run defense. This could be a huge addition. He's played at a huge college. He did struggle a little bit against Washington and Ohio State, but that's okay. A little bit of a struggle. We're talking about what? We're in the third round pick. Not that worried. This guy just ran the fastest 40 time ever. So could this be a steal to take here? I don't think they absolutely need a receiver. Honestly, I think they should go defense, get the lineman or the linebacker. They need linebacker help. They need cornerback help. They basically need a new defense. It's just funny because their defense was pretty good last year. They obviously don't need to take Bucky here. Do they go with cornerback and Phillips? He did have 4 touchdowns. That's crazy. High passer rating though. That is not ideal. He's not going to be good. Too high of a passer rating. Do they go lineman here? They could bring in another lineman. He didn't play much this year. He did play pretty well last year. Do we take the chance on a lineman like that? I'm not sure. He is kind of late in this draft at this point. Dominique Kear's also here. Didn't give up a sack. Played at a decently high college. Again, Joe didn't really. Texas was the only really good one, and he kind of struggled. We're talking about a 4th round or late 3rd, basically 4th round draft pick. So do they go with one of them? Do they draft Cam Hart here? Guy, he had a really good season. He just didn't play too many top tier opponents is the problem. Honestly, I think they just go with the lineman. I think that's the best pick for them. They need to build a line. They draft a few picks later, and I think they go Cam Hart here. He looked like the best prospect available at this point. So I think they go ahead and snag up the cornerback of probably not their future. We're talking about a 4th round quarterback. So, but it could be a guy who develops into a solid player or even possibly get in there. Do they go with safety here? He's not very good in coverage or run defense, so it's kind of like, what do you do good for me? And that's nothing right now. Do they draft a 2nd cornerback? He's been pretty damn good. High. Ooh, not very good. That's high. Way too high. There's another one. They could, honest to God, just absolutely Washington this and draft Jordan Travis here. Because, they did that the year they drafted RG3. They drafted Kirk Cousins in I think it was even the 5th round. It might have been the 3rd or 4th, but it was not this crazy late draft pick. They can go with another edge here too, and Xavier Thompson. 4 sacks isn't great, but he is a really good run stopper as well. Decent pass rush grade. He played extremely well against Kentucky, which is pretty good. Duke struggled. It's hard, man. When you get to these guys where it's kind of like you're in a team that kind of needs almost everything, it kind of gets a little bit difficult. He's a great run stopper. I think this might be a good pick. Tyler Davis. Honestly, I don't know if it's probably not really the biggest need. They have some good interior linemen, but you can't help but draft a guy who's going to be a sick run stopper in the 7th round. Here we are in the 6th. Do they now go cornerback and Jalen Simpson? This is a pretty solid player. Can't stop the run, but he is very good in coverage. Struggled against decent opponents, so yikes. That's bad. Anthony here. Wow, Georgia. Yikes. Oh, that's sometimes scary thing. Do they go with a late round receiver? Clark didn't even play this year, but he was pretty solid his first 2 years. I don't know if I love the fact that he didn't really play. Casey Washington, again, okay season, nothing amazing. His route running and stuff is decent. He did play well against Northwestern, but I don't know. These are tough. I don't think they really need any wide receivers at the current moment. That just like they don't really need a running back. That's why I'm not even paying attention to this guy. This guy does look like he has the potential of being a really good late round running back. I mean, most running backs just need to really go to line and they will succeed. Do they go with the lineman? They do need a lineman. I don't love this grade. He was pretty good at pass blocking, not as much at run blocking. He did play well against Ohio State and Washington, not so much against Alabama, but I'm kind of okay with this. We're talking about a 6th round draft pick. I'm okay with taking a guy who has shown some signs of being really good, and that's kind of where I'm at. And we're in the 7th round. Do they go with a center here? He was fantastic his first 2 years. He's a little bit down the drain in the last year. Gave up 3 sacks throughout his college career. Talked about a 7th round draft pick though. So, oh, excuse me. So I'm not too concerned. But is he the best center? Oh boy, he might be. I think he might be. He's probably the best center of the two at least. Do they look at the receivers? I mean, Jordan Whittington, I mean, it's okay, not great. I mean, guy's probably like a 3rd stringer, I guess, given the fact that all the other ones are getting drafted. This might be a steal here. Trey Taylor, and I mean, he played poorly in a bunch of games, but he's got a really high. I like this pick. I think they go. I don't know if they absolutely need a safety, obviously, but I like that pick there. We're gonna go ahead and see at the end of the draft, see what PFF gives me as a grade for this draft. And what is it going to be? Come on, give me something good. I know what it is. It's probably going to be mostly A's because I didn't really go too far out of the top whatever. They didn't love the tight end pick as much. I think Tyler Davis, I mean, he's not necessarily a need, and same thing with maybe Trey Taylor. But they looked like solid players in those rounds. So that's why I drafted them. Let me know what you guys think about my draft below. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll be doing the Patriots tomorrow. See you then.